So in this job, I often get asked who my favourite player is to interview. Now, I'm delighted to say that one of those players, there are two. The first is Jake Memo. The second joins us.
Thank you, Jenna. You're too
Jon.
kind. You're too kind.
I mean, there's three. Toby King.
Thank you.
Here he is.
Yeah, you're making me blush there, Jenna. I think it's just from when I blew your head off that time after a game once.
What,
talking maths.
what do you mean blew her head off?
Just talking maths one day. I was just talking absolute rubbish to you.
What? Oh, this is the famous
This is
interview
Yeah.
where you said you were delighted to spend 8% of your career at the Warrington Wolves.
I think
Do you regret that now? It's not 8% anymore, is it?
It's actually not 8%, 7.5%.
7.5,
maybe a bit more.
So just for people who didn't see it.
Yeah, maybe 7.1.
Yeah.
Well,
Probably.
hang on, how long was the contract?
I'd have to re-work out the maths on it now. It's throwing it on me. So the contract was 4 years, but now take away 18 months. So 6 months at Giants and 12 months at Wigan.
This is great content.
Yeah.
Let's just do Toby doing some long division on the podcast.
Yeah.
For people who don't know, he worked out that 8% of the club's history, you'd have been part of the club.
You would have been part of the 8% of the club's history.
How it all went down. Darryl
But do you
Powell,
feel
took it away from me.
Darryl? So do you feel bad about being only in the 7% now?
To be fair, 7%, it's still a good record. I'll take 7% of the
It's good.
150 year.
We'll get onto this in a second. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Bench podcast with myself, Jon Wilkin, and Toby King, who is one of my very favourite players to interview. Just circling back to Wigan and your time there, I mean, was it hard to leave? Like, to come back to Warrington? I mean, they're Challenge Cup winners. You obviously lost
Can I
to
do
them.
subtitles? Can I do subtext of whatever he says? Can I just say what he's actually saying? Go for it, Toby.
What, do you want me to say actually what I'm saying? No, of course not. Well, to be honest, I speak openly. I tell the truth. At the time, I didn't want to leave at that point. But then, things happened. Warrington pulled me back, and luckily, it just wasn't working with me and Darryl, and he'll be the first to admit that. He didn't.
What do you mean it wasn't working?
Just don't know. We were
It's not you, it's me. Sort of conversation.
It's the easy thing to say, that, isn't it? It's not you, it's me. Look, he's going really well at Wakefield now. We started off like house on fire. Well, to be honest, we didn't. Got diagnosed with gout. I don't know if you've ever heard it in the preseason. So I spent the first 3 months out of. I'm fine now, hopefully, but 3 months out.
I've had gout.
Yeah. Have you had gout?
I've had gout.
No way. We both got gout.
What have me, Toby King, and Henry VIII got in common?
Gout. Yeah. Someone I can talk to about gout.
Whoa.
No one understands me.
Honestly, right, for people who don't understand, right, we need to dispel a myth. Gout's not like a rich man's disease that you get from eating pork and cheese. Harry Kewell missed 6 months of a football season with gout. Gout is single-handedly the most painful thing I've ever gone through in my life.
Oh, thank God, I've got someone here too I can just rub off on now, and they didn't get it.
Even the covers of your bed touching your foot.
It was I used to just wake up in night in agony.
How do you get gout then if it's not through drinking too much pork and eating too much cheese?
It's been incredibly fit. If you're incredibly fit and good at rugby, you get gout.
So how did you get it then?
Exactly. It's pork and cheese.
That's why we didn't get along, because the stereotypical thing is you think it's.
So he's probably.
So he comes to me, do you like a beer then? Because my joints are just swelling up. Look down, I promise you. I love training. I love everything about it. Like, I don't get what's happening to my body.
I love it.
Rheumatoid arthritis and stuff. It was such a big scare at the time, so we never got off on the right foot.
You never got off your right foot. You never got off your right foot. Oh my God, gout. As if so. Darryl Powell, I'd love to see the whiteboard in the coach's room and go, we've got to have a word. Can we go in Toby's fridge? He's just got all he's got is Stilton and Tawny Port.
Exactly. So you can understand for him. I'm not training for him for the first 3 months. He's thinking, why is he not on thingy? But no, maybe you could have to explain to Darryl next time you see him.
We'll
have Gout Anonymous. We'll start a group.
Do you recover from gout? Do you recover from gout?
Luckily, yeah. Weirdly, I took a lot of medication for 18 months, and then touch wood.
The 18 months that you were away from the club, or was that?
No.
He went to Wigan to sort his gout out.
Luckily, I never had it there, so Matt AP didn't have to experience me with gout. Sometimes I get like a flare up, but then you know it, you understand it better now, so you can take things for it.
Mine's champagne.
Oh.
After the 2007 Challenge Cup final, I think I just drank champagne for like 2 days straight. I woke up on the third day and thought I broke my foot, so I went for an X-ray on my foot. Broke my foot.
It's mad, isn't it?
They're like, I couldn't walk, and they were like, no, it's not that. Did this, did that. It's gout.
Alcohol for yeah. You just don't understand. You just can't walk. Do you get it on holiday as well? I feel like I get that.
No, you're more acute. My gout days are way behind me. Yeah. It's past.
I'm allergic to hot air, I think.
It's just lager.
Lager
beers.
It's probably just the alcohol if I'm having alcohol abroad.
Yes. Yeah.
We'll go with
So
that.
gout, Daryl Powell and gout.
Yeah,
Gout-
there's probably
Gout
obviously
Chronicles.
a bit more to it, but yeah, it just didn't.
Didn't click.
Nah, weird, which I thought it would, because even in my younger days, I went to his house once, you know, for a little.
Sounds really
little
creepy.
That did
Why?
sound weird. That.
So creepy.
In your younger days,
So
you went to
creepy.
his house. What did you do there?
So
Me and my brother went round
oh
for a
my
chat.
God, it gets so weird.
Oh God. Sorry, Daryl. I hope you're having a good time.
He's got
Me
gout
and
now. That's brought his gout on.
But we did. So,
So
yeah.
Okay.
what happened? Just a chat. Just a chat.
Just the chat, yeah.
Yeah, just
all
the chat.
speaking all things rugby. Yeah, it was pretty good with my agent as well. So he was involved. So
He was involved in it.
oh God. Moving on.
Interestingly enough, I'm glad that we came onto this. I didn't expect to come onto it so quickly, but I did read a quote of yours that you said, I sometimes pinch myself with what's just happened. You open the door to leave, it closes, and then you come back in. It's been an incredible learning curve for me.
Was that on my Wigan comments?
I'm not sure. Was it
Interesting.
Wigan or was it
It's
coming
probably-
back to Warrington?
I think probably coming back in the sense that I was dreading it really, like thinking what's it going to be like. I left on bad terms, but everyone's just been so good with me, like Fitz, everyone, Sam Burgess. Obviously he wasn't there at the time, so he rang me. You know, just explained to me and stuff like what he wanted, and he just put some really nice
Did you
things to
explain
me.
to him the gout issues? Or?
We've not actually got onto that, so luckily 'cause it's been
good.
all right.
Yeah.
We've been fine with it. But yeah, he's playing him at tennis now on weekends, so I'm beating him at tennis all the time. So he loves that. So I get along really well with him. And
So
it
just
works
you and
well.
him go and play tennis?
Yeah.
What is it with you and coaches?
Does your brother go too? Or?
Let's get to know him on a personal level.
Just play a bit of tennis, go around. to the
Yeah,
houses.
yeah. That's 1-to-1. A bit of tennis.
It was weird though, because you know, at Wigan, after the cup, you know, after the success that you had, I remember being at the grand final and looking at you, and I was like, "This is weird."
Yeah.
Do you know, like it's all like that euphoria of winning. So, and you played like maybe your best. Is that maybe your best rugby or
Yeah,
up there, wasn't
yeah,
it? And I was
exactly
like,
right.
man, like the mentality of to then have to go back to somewhere that had been tricky for you.
Yeah.
That was really interesting because I watched you celebrating after it just felt strange that you weren't going to continue playing there.
Yeah.
You know?
I think it was just like a surreal, like, you know, to be told you're not wanted to come back to the club. Can you do another year somewhere else? And then Wigan take me on and just put that belief in me. I think it was just a bit of emotions and losing there as well, and then having that doubt of yourself, and then coming to the end of it and winning the grand final. I think it was just
mad.
perfect, really. Just a really good 12 months, and I'm forever grateful for
What
Wigan
did you
for all that.
learn when you were there?
What did I learn? Good question. They definitely can see the winning champion side, like, you know, the club's class. They've got a very close group. As do we, and I think we're probably trying to replicate that, how they play the game. They've got some special players, aren't they? And Bevan French, for example, like, and Jay Field, Jake Wardle. You know, they've just got some really good special players in there that can win them games at any moment. So
So you've now been coached by the two youngest coaches in Super League, obviously Matty Pete, Sam Burgess now. How do they compare as coaches? How do they differ as coaches?
they're very similar in ways, in like they like to get close with the players, get personal relationships, and try and get the best out of everyone individually. They're both very good at the team talks.
Who's better?
God, I can throw you that on. They're both very good with it.
You've got to choose one though.
Got to choose one. Stick with who we've got now.
Sam, you have to,
Yeah.
Winston Churchill, Joe Philbin last week described his team talk. Not his, I mean Sam Burgess.
I can't remember anything that Joe was saying because his teeth were so great.
Did you see he's slitting his eyebrow as well? That's probably...
As he's done a little
Yeah, so
a bullet
I've said
strike.
anyone with a 30-year-old and plus has got a slit in their eyebrow.
Has shaved
not
it
allowed
in.
an opinion. Yeah, he shaves it in himself.
Not
Yeah,
allowed
so
an opinion.
whatever he said on the podcast last week.
No, I agree with that. Anybody who wears a vest, a rugby league vest, shouldn't have an opinion either. On holiday.
Did he tell you about it? In the airport, he had that vest on. God.
No,
Yeah,
we didn't tell
that.
the...
He does that as well.
What does he do?
So he wears a vest to the airport, chain, slit eyebrow.
Oh.
Yeah, the worst thing is his missus, he went on holiday, his missus, she didn't say anything as well, Laura, so...
I mean, it went so well for him last week. I just feel like that's, really changed my mind about him.
Oh, I wish I told you before about it.
Yeah,
You wouldn't be able to
no.
stop looking at his eyebrow then, would you?
eyebrow.
I heard he went on mullets, so probably that's why I'm going in a bit of him now.
Yeah, fine.
Okay.
Good.
So, because you didn't really have that haircut last week, did you? Or did you and I just didn't notice?
No. I'm on about this mullet here that I've been growing. So he slagged it off the knee on that
No,
and said...
it wasn't you personally, but I feel like
was
this
the
has
mullet
gotten
in
shorter
general.
this week. the
Yeah, he's got a
sides.
shot. I think, because he said something about him not liking him, didn't he?
No,
Yeah.
you did.
Yeah,
One
yeah.
Do you know,
on
and
the bench.
when you went for that haircut, Toby, what do you say? Just take off my sideburns? Do you know what I mean? Because that's like, if you look at Gary Schofield in the 1990s, that's how he had his hair. Just no sideburns.
Did look good then?
They look great, yeah. Look great.
Get so much stick for haircuts in rugby league, any environment.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you do, don't
Yeah,
you? So
yeah,
everyone's very prestigious with the hair.
Yeah.
So he kind of dished the dirt on Steph Ratchford with his pre-game superstitions, rituals. We haven't been able to get Steph on this week. We didn't. I mean, we would. He is here because he's one of the first players to get here.
He's been here 3 hours.
What I'm trying to say is, if he would like to come on, he's more than welcome to come on. But we got you. We wanted you. You were first choice anyway.
That's such a roundabout way of saying
Yeah,
that. I really felt
unfortunate,
didn't feel
unfortunate about your,
Yeah.
but your hamstring.
Yeah.
That was bad. So you go straight down the tunnel. You're going to miss, 3-4 weeks?
3-4 weeks.
So by the time this goes out, it's one game, another
Yeah.
3 to go.
I blamed it on Sam, actually. I've not told him this, but he picked my boots up before the game and all my studs was loose and he just looked at me and went, what on earth's this, Toby? And
Oh, no.
took him into the kit room and got them all tightened up for me.
Oh, no.
Didn't think that was necessary at the time, so tightened all my studs up, so maybe it could have been a bit of that.
Could have been
And he put me on the wing as well.
He did
Yeah,
shoot
it's
on
more
the wing.
that. I mean,
Yeah,
the fact that you're tightening of your studs, I mean, there's a different level here of connection with the coaches. To like tennis doubles partner, play golf with him. Bit of golf. No golf, just tennis. Just tennis. He's tightening your studs for you.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
This is like a kit man coach.
Because he's into me with he loves footwear, everyone's slipping, so he's obsessed with that. But I'm wearing Oxen boots at the minute, and his brother Tom has just got Oxen boots as well, so I think he's a bit jealous of the Oxen boots. If anyone wants any boots out there, shout out Oxen. Oxen Sports, jump on it.
Jump on it.
All rugby league players love Oxen Sports.
Really?
Oh, it's everywhere.
It's everywhere. It's free.
Look out for
Other
Instagram.
brands are available.
The lads love it. But yeah, so he's grabbed the boots as I look at him, and then he sees the studs fall off. So to be fair, I should have probably have them tightened, and then he's put me on the wing.
Why did
as
he
well.
put you on the wing? What was thinking behind that?
Speed.
Speed,
Explosive
yeah. He wants to put
speed.
Steph in as well. I thought, who do I put? 2 quick players next to each other. So he put me and Steph next to each other. We thought that'd be a really quick edge.
Hey, you sort of tried, didn't you?
To be fair, I scored a try.
Sounds so patronising.
I don't think
Toby.
Matty Ashton scores that either. Genuinely, I don't think he gets there because
No.
I was saying to him after the game, I said, you might be quicker than me, but it's that you'd be too tucked, you'd be too
You're
back.
sharper. You're sharper between the ears.
So I'd have
Toby.
known that drink you were kicking it.
Yeah, sure.
Toby King, tell us something about you that we don't know. Because, as I said, I love interviewing you. You provide us with a different style of player of the match interview, doesn't he? You just need to get player of the match a little bit more frequently, so then we can see
No
you
pressure.
more.
Yeah, no one ever picks me,
pressure.
maybe need to start playing a bit better.
Yeah, maybe
but
more
thank
time on
you.
the wing.
That's very kind. So what interesting?
Something that we don't know about you. Do you like
I grow
maths?
trees for a living.
What do you mean you grow trees? We all do. We've all got gardens. Everybody's got a garden with a
But
tree. in
For
it.
a living, he gets paid for it.
Yeah.
But is there
I
a
guess-
t- is there a
well,
name
I'm not getting
for-
paid. It's a 10-year plan, so you probably have to stick with me on this if we've got time.
Okay.
So
Please.
it's a 10-year plan. I went to go buy a tree for my garden with some birthday money that I got.
You get birthday money.
Yeah, from my grandma and my mum. It's only little. Well, not little, 20 quid from my grandma,
lovely.
30 quid from mum and dad.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
So I thought 50 quid would get me a
With your
tree.
birthday.
yeah. I thought 50 quid would get me a tree. Went there, £600 for a Japanese ace.
Oh, yeah.
Could not believe it. So then I saw little ones for 15 quid. So I've got 10 of the little ones, and then now you have to stick me on the maths. So every year, this is the plan. I was telling Sam Powell about this. He loves it.
Yeah.
So every 10 years, I'm going to buy 10. So that'll take me to 30, I think 35. So I started this 2 years ago, 35. And then by the time I retire, hopefully I've got a sustainable business there going. So in 10 years, I'll have 10.
Oh, you're genuine. This isn't
No,
a
no,
joke.
yeah, this is genuine.
Genuinely, you are growing Japanese
Yeah,
aces.
Japanese aces. So
So-
then
Is
yeah,
it not?
these are
Have you got marijuana? You're growing marijuana, right? You are. You've got hydroponic
no.
equipment.
I'll pitch MRC all of me on
so the plan is, after 10 years, you're going to sell these trees?
Yeah, I'm giving everyone my business idea now, so no one goes around buying aces.
How much
now.
are you, so
think
you're going to
people are
sell them
onto
for...
this.
That's
No,
what
I
I
think
mean.
there's
Yeah.
businesses out there.
Yeah, and I could go on
Garden centres exist. They've been doing it for a while.
I know,
so-
but then I could undercut them, couldn't I? Then come to the little man.
Yeah. So what are you going to sell them for? What's the? Because in
So
10 years' time, they'll probably be worth even more than.
Yeah, well, that's with inflation and stuff. So I
Yeah.
reckon it'll hopefully get to about £800. I said to Sam Powell, he's building a house at the minute. I said, come round, have a look in the garden because I don't live far from training. So in 10 years, I'll sell you this £800.
This is like broking.
He said, "Would you do as a deal?" And I said, "Yeah, no problem. I'll do
Okay,
you
yeah.
2 for 1,600." So at the minute, I've got it for 1,600. So at the minute, I've got it
So have
for
you got the money?
2 trees.
Has he paid you?
Oh no, that's the thing. I'll have to wait 10. Hopefully, he still speaks to me in 10 years. So, yeah, I'm going to build my business on reputation. So
Yeah.
I'd like
Word of mouth.
mouth,
Does
so-
your business have a name?
It doesn't, yeah, actually. So I'm probably more think about that in 10 years when I retire.
Yeah.
And then I get to the point where, obviously, hopefully, the plan is to sell 10 a year.
What about Jack, Queen, King, Acer?
That's not bad. I like it, Jack, King, Queen, Acer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go something like
You
that.
put some thought into that, haven't
Oh,
you?
yeah, because I knew he was growing aces before we did this.
Jack,
Yeah. There you go. You're welcome.
Yeah.
You're
I'll
welcome.
go with that.
So I've been told about the love of your life.
Wow.
Love of my life.
Yeah.
Who's told you about
why
Oh,
that?
did
you
you
just did a
gulp?
deep
Why
swallow.
did you gulp?
You're
Who's talking about my...
nervy.
No. Who's
Why
talking
did you
about
gulp?
Who's been talking about my love of my life? I've got
Carlos.
two. I was going to say, yeah.
Carlos.
Two. I thought it would be Carlos.
Yeah. Why, who's the other
Carlos.
one?
Carlos is him and Mrs. then, John.
Okay. Carlos. Tell us about Carlos. Is
his
a dog
dog.
everybody?
Carlos'
Bulldog?
dog, yeah.
French bulldog?
English bulldog.
English bulldog.
This brings me back to Darryl Powell, actually, probably another reason why.
What, because he looked like Darryl Powell?
Sometimes I'd bring him into training and,
Didn't like it.
Yeah, which I understand. To be fair. I'd only bring him on days off, like round in the kit room, and he gets a lot of bad press sometimes, Carlos. I've seen it. Some people have sent me stuff in the on social media where Carlos, they're not happy that he's
Up to mischief.
Yeah.
What
Is
does
he a
get up
naughty
to?
dog?
No, once he's not a dog, but like if I ever go to reserve games or come and do like a bit of photo stuff, I'll always bring Carlos to it. So he's sort of
How long
nearly
have
part
you
of the
had
club.
Carlos in your life?
5 years
5
I've had him,
years, okay.
but I had him from a little baby.
So you
yeah.
raised
Are you going to sell him?
No,
No,
couldn't put a price
10
on
years
it.
time.
He's got an English
10
bulldog
years.
farm.
No, I couldn't sell him. I wouldn't sell him for a million aces.
Yeah, I took my dogs to a reserve game, and my dog got on the pitch.
Oh.
Actually got on the pitch. That was a very similar story. My disintegration of my relationship with St Helens probably revolved around a similar sort of time. Did not like the dog. Did not like the dog being there. The doggist.
They must think we don't take it seriously if you bring a dog.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doggist, that's a new one in the world we're living in at the minute.
Doggist.
Okay. So we're going to play a little game. And we'll start with you, John.
Okay.
And then we'll come to you. But you can't mention trees.
Can't mention trees,
No.
yeah. Right.
If I wasn't a rugby player, I'd be what? Finish that sentence.
Broke. Broke and not partially disabled.
Okay.
What do you mean?
I'm sure,
Did
right?
you want a career?
Well, yeah, I was kind of after, like, if that wasn't your profession, what would you be doing?
A doctor.
You'd be a doctor.
doctor,
Like, no,
yeah.
I mean, you, like, legit, like, you'd have to...
A doctor.
You think you'd be a doctor?
Medical.
Yeah, I did all the sciences. I could easily go and study
Easily?
medicine.
It's not an easy...
No, it's just a commitment of time is to be a doctor, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's 7
okay,
years or
cool.
whatever.
Doctor, well, that's good.
It could be whatever.
Shame.
And it actually brings me to a point on that. It does my head in that we get patronised all the time. It's like, if you're, you should be happy to play rugby because you could be like digging holes for a living, or you could be doing some menial job. Like, how patronising.
Yeah.
Like, I could do anything.
Yeah.
I'd rather tell people, like, you do anything. You could do whatever job you want rather than, like, dumb it down all
Medicine.
the time.
Doctor.
I'd be a builder.
Builder, they're killing it at the minute, builders.
Yeah, builders.
So, Toby,
We're
you
on
can't say
250 a
trees
day.
because you're also doing that at the moment. So if I wasn't a tree grower or a rugby player, I'd be what?
A travel blogger.
Travel blogger.
Yeah.
Travel blogger.
Just go and travel and
Travel,
do YouTube videos. Hopefully
yeah.
get a bit of sponsorship from the YouTube videos.
Yeah.
That's good.
And
Yeah.
then
I mean, that's
they,
genuinely a good lifestyle job.
Yeah.
they would pay for your trips.
Hopefully pay for the trips. Maybe make TikTok. We're in a world of social media at the minute, aren't we?
You on TikTok?
I am, but I only do ones with my dogs, so the rubbish ones, really.
They could just
Carlos.
basically go around the
Carlos
world.
is a star.
Go around the world and get gout in different countries.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that could be a niche.
yeah.
What's the best country to get gout in?
Yeah, what country makes it worse?
You know we're hot for Toby.
Yeah. Yeah.
Winter, snowing.
There we go.
Right, on the bench, off the bench time.
It is.
Segment, Toby, we have tipped you up. On the bench
Yeah.
is something you want to see less of in the game. Off the bench is something you would like to see more of in rugby league. John, you go first. On the bench.
On the bench is off the back of Joe Philbin's revelations about Steph Ratchford, which blew my mind. I didn't have Steph down as one of those people.
Oh, it's crazy.
Those people, really annoying. Like the most annoying people to be around in a changing room of all time. Steph Ratchford, for people who didn't
I feel like
listen,
he'd be
listen
quite
back.
inspiring if I'm honest.
Yes,
but-
listen back. It's Superstitions, right?
Okay.
And actually, the concept of Superstitions for me is going on the bench. Because I think it's the ultimate form of narcissism, right? Steph Ratchford thinks by driving a certain way to a game or getting 2 chewing gums out his bag...
No,
that
he
can-
doesn't. Joe does.
Right, but he thinks he can influence the outcome of a game.
Mental, innit?
Like, how it's crazy that the
I don't
people.
think it's that it can influence
No, but it
the
can
game. It's more his performance.
Yeah, but even
which I suppose does inside his performance does influence the game.
Yeah, but it goes beyond that, doesn't it? It's not, people don't just do it based on their own performance. People have superstitions based on a good result that the team got.
Yeah.
And so then they'll commit to these superstitions loosely based on the fact that it went well once, and then they get stuck to it. And my thing is, like, you believe genuinely that by eating beans on toast the night before the game, that you are altering the course of a game? It's impossible.
Toby King, do you have any superstitions?
No, I don't know. I completely agree. I think it's quite toxic in a way that what you do to yourself, you just drive yourself insane. Like, I've seen him on. We all love Steph. It's hilarious. But like I say, if it's not Heinz beans, like, he has to get in with the hotel staff and make a big dilemma, because usually Kylie, I think, will put the menu on for Steph, which a menu, but it's not how to make beans on toast, is it? A menu beans, but if they're not the right beans.
But I just think it's crazy. I think it's really unhealthy. I think it disrupts everybody else's preparation. It's mega selfish. It's really selfish. Like, we used to have to wait for Johnny Lomax to come out of the changing rooms. Like, we're all waiting to warm up. And Johnny had to come out so far behind us, and he had to put one boot on before the other, this sock, that sock. And he felt if he didn't do that the team would play badly, or he would play badly. And I think, you're crazy. Steph Ratchford, you are mental. You cannot influence the outcome of a game by eating beans on toast.
Maybe that's why he's a world record at conversions.
I mean,
Maybe
he has very few bad games, doesn't he,
you don't see him miss conversions often, do you?
No.
But it's not because he had beans on the night before.
Who knows? Who are you to say?
It's not. No, I can categorically say scientifically it's not because he's had beans.
Yeah. I know, I'm with you. I think it's crazy, but...
So can I get superstitions on the bench?
Sure, I'd like... Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yep, okay,
Yeah.
on the bench, yep.
Yeah.
Okay, Toby King, something you want to see less of in the game?
Less of?
Less of.
Substitutions.
Less substitution.
Sorry, so when you come off the field, I feel like that's it. You're not allowed back on.
Game's over.
So more into...
Like
is that probably already been? Yeah, a bit like football, rugby union.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like... See, I think you test out some forwards there, and obviously I'd hate to play in the middle. Don't get me wrong, it's a tough spot. It's tough in the middle, but I feel like once you're off, then you get more. So I reckon maybe eight people on the bench.
I like it.
Okay.
I like it. Get a bigger bench, but once you're off, you're off.
Yeah, that's it.
None of this rolling on. None of the big
test
lads
the
go off
forwards.
for 20 minutes, have a rest.
Some people do free interchanges in a game, don't they? And I just think it's crazy. It can go on, off, on, off.
Yeah.
But would that not eradicate all big players from the game? They would no longer exist, would they?
Well, no, they'd
They
be
would
fitter,
for 15
wouldn't they?
minutes, wouldn't they?
But you'd do well. Can you imagine getting paid 150 grand a year and you do 15 minutes
a
a
week.
game? It's not going to fly.
15 grand.
Yeah.
Divide that by 10. Try to do the maths.
15 grand a minute.
I'm
play
not
one
against
game a
that,
year.
Toby. I quite like it. I think,
Yeah.
I think that can go on the bench.
Yeah.
So my on the bench, I'm going back to a Ryan Whitley, who I mentioned last week, for
Ryan
his
Whitley, oh yes,
off
which we
the
shall
bench.
not mention.
On the bench would be
It's a long
around.
story.
Oh.
No, my on the bench. Sorry, I'm doing off the bench from Ryan Whitley. So, not missing any games. Sorry, I just need to catch up. My
We'll
off
edit-
the
we'll edit
bench
this bit
would
out.
be. Pardon?
Go on, carry on.
My off the bench would be bring back the Lancashire and Yorkshire games and remove the loop fixtures to compensate this. He's got another one as well that I might add, if that's
Go.
okay.
Yeah,
My
please
last
do.
one, so this is off the bench, so I'm doing what you want to see more of. This is Ryan Whitley, 91. My last one would be nice to hear some of the referee officials on the podcast to see their views on the game and if they agree about the try, no try decision before the video ref. Now, Robert Hicks we have actually had on, and that was a fantastic episode.
And Chris Kendall's coming on.
Chris Kendall will be coming on. So, Ryan, thank you so much for your input. We appreciate it. So, definitely tick off the bench. We will be getting some more refs on this podcast. So, off the bench for you, Toby, something you want to see more of?
I want to see, this is my idea, but I think that it needs a bit of work, so you might be able to have to tap into this if you kind of agree on it, but a wild card. It's like, have you been to like a quiz night and you play like a joke around?
Yeah.
So in the season, you only get one. So at the beginning of the year, every team gets one wild card.
Yeah. I love this.
And then, so they can, it's the same midway through the year, they can use it whenever they want. If they throw in a wild card, the only rules are, so the previous top 4 teams can only be against the top 4 teams. If you finish mid-tier.
And what does the wild card get you?
Double points.
A double point.
So you get
points for one
4
win.
points, but then this is the catch. If you lose, you lose -2 points. So if you throw the wild card and you gamble it, so if you think,
So
do you know what, I fancy St Helens today, I think they've got a weak squad out, I think it motivates them in the change and goes, these lads have just used wild card on us. Can't believe it.
But couldn't we talk about how the wild card would be used? Could it actually be a wild card?
Yeah, so
like Paul Wellens have to run out with a giant
but
playing
I
card.
think that's what would make it exciting, Jenny. You'd go, John Wells, Barry McDermott in commentary.
Oh my
today.
God!
Oh my God, Warrington Wolves, because you only found out.
Sam Burgess has got the
You
massive
only found
wild
out when the
card.
17-man squad comes out as well. So that's it. So the club, they can't prep for it or anything. And they go, bring you some breaking news now. Warrington Wolves are using their wild card. If they win today, it takes them to the top of the league. If they lose, it takes them to 6th.
Yeah, and it gets like proper UFC angsty in the press, you know, like before
like
the game.
it.
How dare they use wild card?
Here's a question for you. In this competition, this season, who would you use your wild card on?
Well, that's the beauty of it. They've already thought of this. So everyone can't just go, I'm going to use my wild card against London.
Oh.
So,
okay.
No offence to London, because they've
Well,
got
it's
some good
offensive,
results.
isn't it?
No.
I know, but you can't say no offence.
No, but
So,
it's
so
only 'cause they're
when
the
a
new pro
team
team,
uses
that's
their
why I'm
wild
saying
card on
that.
that team, it can't be repeated.
Yeah, so you can only use it, so it goes off the previous year's table. So the top 4 can only do it against each other.
Me, you
the
have
middle
thought
4.
about this.
This is on the
Are
way
you
on the
okay,
pitch. I only got told this, but so then the bottom 4 can only use it against. So London could only use it against the teams that were in the bottom 4 last year. So they won't. But everyone has to use it at least.
So,
once. You only get one.
I think that has genuinely got legs, as
it's
long
got
as
a bit
it
of
is a
work,
giant card that they have to pull out.
Yeah.
And
the head
you
coach.
announce it.
Yeah, I'll announce it. The head coach has to bring it into the middle of the pitch, put it down.
It's 4-pointer.
And then the game kicks off, and the coach has to pick up that card and run off before.
I think other sports are going to take, because it'd work in Premier League, it'd work in rugby union.
I could just see that. Yeah, Sam Allardyce picking up a giant card, putting it down.
But you only get one.
The wild.
So use it wisely.
Use it wisely.
Love it. That's definitely.
I think that's
off
fantastic.
The bench. Off the
Thank
bench.
you.
It
Yeah.
definitely is.
So,
Actually,
yeah.
all taken aside, that could genuinely work.
And it could. I think that could be the best off the bench we've heard.
I think a little bit of tweaks into it, but
Yeah.
Let's do it.
What colour would the card be?
I think imagine like a big joker, you know, like a pack of cards.
Yeah.
You know, but it'd have the opposition coach's face on it.
Yeah.
And then a bit of like, you know, fake tash drawn on it. It's a bit of a dick, you know. So if you're playing the wild card against Wigan, it's Matty Pete on the card. And then he's got like,
and I just think it
been
makes it a
graffitied.
big rival that
It's
game
like,
then, which becomes boom, so exciting, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Off the bench.
Yeah.
Would you put it out against Wakefield then?
Well, I couldn't do in Championship, aren't
Well, but would you, Darryl Powell?
Yeah, it costs
Oh,
you.
Darryl Powell. Well, I couldn't. Well, it depends because they came bottom.
Yeah.
That's why they got relegated.
They
So I
could be
could only
coming
do it
up.
against a team that was in the top 4. So that's the beauty of it. So if it was off this year's standings, next year I could only use it against St Helens, Hull.
But that's if
St. Helens,
Warrington
Salford.
finished. But you're assuming that Warrington.
If it was going off this,
okay,
I'm not assuming a top 4 position. Don't worry.
Well, it sounds like you are.
You're not allowed to do that in rugby league.
No, absolutely.
modest.
That's off the bench for me.
That's
off the bench.
100% one of the best we've heard. Thank you, Toby King. John,
off the bench.
you have got 40 seconds.
Off the bench for me is obviously coaches get sacked. You were delighted when Darryl Powell got sacked. You said that off air, but that's fine. No, what I hate and I want off the bench is I want really candid, honest reasons from the club why they've got rid of the coach. And I want to eradicate the saying by mutual consent, which is the biggest load of tosh of all time. Mutual consent basically means the club's going, we're going to sack you. And then the coach goes, well, can we just pretend that we both want to not be together? And it's by mutual consent. So I want the clubs to go out is go, Coach X was he was rubbish. He didn't do his job, so we got rid of him.
So we're hoping to get Ian Watson on the bench for next week. So that is, hopefully you'll be tuning in. Well, you'll hear Toby next week, the week after. Fingers crossed we will get Ian Watson.
Really?
John Wilkin, it's been a pleasure. Yeah, 100%.
You have to tell them about your mutual consent.
Toby King, amazing
Thank you,
stuff.
guys.
Yeah,
Brilliant off
thank you
the
very
bench.
much.
Trees.
Speedy recovery. Cannot wait to see you back out on the wing for Warrington at the back end of the
wing.
season.
On the wing.
Absolutely.
Can I have a tree?
600 quid.
600 quid
Plus
for a
inflation in
tree?
10 years.
600, yeah,
General
so
have
10
two.
years. So just very quickly, how many, where, 1 year did you say into it?
So, no, 2 years.
Oh,
2
2
years
years.
into it.
Excellent. 8 years to go. Call Toby King. His number will be available once this podcast
guys.
goes
Jack
live.
Queen
Thanks for
King
listening
Aces.
or watching.
Jack King King Aces.
Goodbye.
Thank you.